Hi, my name is Tyson Supasadit. I'm a product marketing manager here at ExtraHop. Today I'm going to talk to you about encryption and is decryption necessary for network traffic analysis? So we all know that encryption is really a great thing. It's great for keeping your communications private and confidential, but we also know that attackers are increasingly using encryption to hide their activities. And what this does is it creates dark space within your environment. And dark space is just stuff that you can't see into that well. It's unanswered questions, it's unknown unknowns, it's the stuff that keeps you up at night. Let's take a look at some examples of the types of activities that can hide within encryption. Hey, network, would you mind to grab a transaction off the wire for me? Oh, thank you, network. Okay, here we've got an HTTP transaction, and I can see the sender, I can see the recipient, I can see the timestamp, exactly when it was sent. I have an idea of the size of the transaction. And all of this information you can get just by observing the encrypted transaction. You don't have to decrypt to get any of this level of information. However, gee, it sure would be nice to know what was inside the transaction payload. Yeah, so if I was able to decrypt this transaction, then I could analyze the payload. And with the payload analyzed, I could, whoa, see something like a cross-site scripting attack, which I wouldn't have known if I wasn't able to decrypt this HTTP transaction and look inside the payload. Okay, that's one example. Let's take a look at another example, shall we? All right, thank you, network. Okay, here we have a much smaller HTTP transaction. Little guy, again, I can see all the telemetry data. I can see the size. It's definitely a lot smaller. Okay, just looking at the outside without decrypting this transaction, it seems pretty innocuous. Not a lot I can tell. But if I'm able to decrypt this transaction and look inside the transaction payload, oh, okay, I see it's a web directory scan. And that's not good. That's something I would want to know about. Somebody's reconturing my environment, and I can know this by looking at the payload, like the error messages, and understand that that's the type of behavior that's exhibited. Okay, let's take one other example. Whoa, it's a hefty one. All right, here we got a really large database transaction. Okay, I can see the timestamp, sender, recipient, blah, 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 blah. But what's noticeable about this one, even without decrypting it, is that it's a very large transaction. And for that reason, I might flag it in any case, even if I wasn't able to see inside. But if I was able to see inside by decrypting it, then I could see exactly what files or what information they were pulling out, and that may confirm for me that it was indeed some data exfiltration. Okay, not all database transactions are encrypted, but this one was. And there's other attacker activity that they can do on the database that you'd want to know about, that you'd need decryption to be able to see. Things like modifying, tables and dropping tables. You need decryption to be able to get at that application layer detail. So what we've seen is that decryption allows you to dig much deeper, to get richer details and insights about what is happening on the network. What that's going to result in is higher fidelity alerts, less noise for your SOC, and more productivity for your analysts. Okay, thanks for listening.